All right, this week's peer review, I just wanted to give you a couple things I want you to think about to help you be a good audience to your classmates. So for this assignment, we all watched the same scenes initially. You might be writing about different ones, but two things I want you looking for specifically. One, try to double check that the students whose papers you're reading, they're not spending too much time summarizing. So keep in mind as you're writing it, the person who's going to read it has already seen these same scenes. You don't have to tell them a lot about what happened. You want to be focusing on choosing specific elements and examples from those scenes and then explaining how they affect the audience. So that explanation is where the bulk of your discussion should be. So you want to be on the lookout for people who maybe spent too much time explaining what happened, and keeping in mind your classmates will be reading it and they've already seen these scenes too may help you do that. But the other thing I wanted to say is to be a good audience for this particular assignment. What can really help is for you to put yourself in a position and imagine that you disagree with this writer. So if this person is comparing the original and remake of Night of the Living Dead, and then they told you that the original was scarier and you disagree, you think the remake is scarier, you're going to have an easier time helping them make their paper better. If you don't disagree, imagine that you do. What would be some things you think they should add to help make their case to convince you as someone who disagrees better? So being sort of like the I don't want to say antagonistic, and I don't want you to be antagonistic, but to put yourself in opposition and imagine if you disagreed with this writer, what are some weaknesses? Like, what are some things they're leaving out that could help them make their case better? So be that person who is sort of putting yourself in the shoes of someone who feels differently, and try to help them see how they could make a better case. What things maybe they want to explain their reasoning more or get better examples for, but you want to, not hostile, and that's not the right word either, but something along those lines where you want to really push them to make their case better. Because thinking of this as an argument can really help you figure out what to spend your time talking about and what needs to be added or developed more. So try to be that person for the students whose papers you're reading this week.